In this video, we're going to do the left wheel spacer on how to properly tighten it. This is the MR04 with Kyosho ball diff, but you can also do this with the gear diff, any brand or any brand ball diff. But you can't do this with the stock Kyosho plastic gear diff because it doesn't have the wheel adapter. Okay, so we'll remove the wheel adapter first. And take out the ball diff. I'm just gonna show you guys how I tighten this ball diff in the motor pod, plastic or aluminum. It doesn't matter, MR04 or any kit chassis is the same thing. I tighten the ball diff the same way I do this and that in any other cars. Okay, we're gonna slide this in there, but before we do that, you want to remove the pinion just to make sure when you spin test it that there's no resistance in the bearing once you put this in. Okay, slide the diff. The bearings are in there. And then you put the wheel adapter. Most would just push the drive side, this side, in, and then push the wheel adapter in at the same time and then tighten it. Tighten the set screw. You don't want to do that because you just put pressure on the right and left bearings. Okay, that, and then I'm going to loosen it up and then spin it. Look. It's almost no resistance because it's not binding the bearings on the right and left side. So how do I properly tighten it? I would make sure that there's a gap. Let's remove this wheel adapter. Okay. Whenever I do it, I need to make sure that there's a play. Okay? That is moving side to side, and then I would put the left wheel on, just the left wheel, or you can put the right side too, but left wheel because you're going to need to put the pinion later. And then I am going to make sure that there's gap between the wheel and the wheel adapter. See the gap right there? I'm going to try to close that gap. Okay, now that it's closed, you know that there's no play between the wheel hub and the wheel adapter. The only gap we have now is the gap from the bearing, the motor pod, and the wheel adapter. See, I'm going to move it. That's the gap that we're trying to close. So I'm going to turn the wheel nut. I'm going to tighten the wheel nut to push the wheel adapter in. Okay, let's tighten it a little bit more. A little bit more. Tighten it a little bit more. Okay, that's good. See, there's barely movement. It's still moving. You can even back here. Let me spin it. It's still fine. See it? But you can also you can back out a little bit. So I'm gonna pull it. Okay, a little bit more. Now there's a gap again in the wheel hub and the wheel adapter, and then I'm gonna loosen up the set screw to push the wheel adapter towards the wheel hub. Okay, so I'm gonna start over. Now there's gap again. And then I'm gonna tighten it. Okay. Very little movement. And then when you reach to that point, well, you can spin it. See? When you get to that point, you want to tighten the set screw. Okay? And then here, just wiggle the wheel and see if there's movement between the wheel hub and the wheel adapter. there isn't any. So you don't even need to tighten it. You can go there and check, you know, just hold the wheel. But I'm not putting any pressure. Yeah, you're good. Sometimes it is a little loose, but in this case, there isn't any movement at all. So it's not wobbly wheel back there. And then now, because we know that it's smooth, there's no resistance, we can now put the pinion. And again, there's almost no movement. Okay, then you put the pinion in here. And then the right wheel, I am not going to talk about the how to install the drive side wheel because I've already had that done a few weeks ago. I'll just have the link in the description. The wheel hub is not wobbling on the wheel adapter. There isn't any. Okay, that's how I would tighten that wheel adapter so that there's no resistance from the motor pod bearing. Okay, thanks.